Hello dear students, in today's video we are going to learn about identification of transactions. Transactions are of two types. Number 1 cash transaction and 2 credit transaction. I welcome you all to Jayanti's Academy of Commerce and Management. Without any delay, chalo let's get started. Before going into deep thinking of identification of transactions, we'll understand it a better example. For example, if you're going to a shop and purchasing some goods, what do? You pay money. When you pay money and receive or purchase some goods and services, it is cash transaction. Okay, your cash is given and you are receiving product, it is cash transaction. But do you think every customer will do only and only cash transactions? The answer is no. Why? Why? Because some people may also do credit transactions. Say for example in Telugu, ఉద్దర పైన తెచ్చుకోవడం, ఉదార్ మే లానా saman. Yes, exactly like that. So even businesses will encourage credit transactions. Why? Because to maintain customer loyalty, brand loyalty, so that their sales will improve. Okay, so here in this topic we are going to learn how to identify the difference between cash transaction as well as credit transaction. Okay, so listen carefully. Identification of transactions will be very helpful to understand whether it is cash transaction or credit transaction. How it is helpful? It is like this. It is helpful while preparing books of accounts such as journal entries, ledger accounts, subsidiary works, etc. So while preparing all such type of accounts, you need to identify whether it comes under which category, that is cash category or credit category. Here we have list of cash transactions. As I said you earlier, cash transactions are those transactions when cash is paid and products are purchased or received. Okay, so you have to identify transactions in the following manner. We have purchased goods from Ram for cash. They are mentioning you clearly in the transaction that for cash means it is cash transaction. And in second case, we have purchased goods from Ram for XXX. XXX denotes some value. Here they are also mentioning for. In first case they are mentioning for cash and in second case they are mentioning for. That means it is also treated as cash transaction. And in the last case we have purchased goods from Ram some figure, X figure. It is not cash transaction. Why it is not cash transaction? Because they didn't mention in the transaction saying that for cash or for. Even in your exam or even in your textbook, you have to identify in these three case manners. They will mention you for cash or for in the transaction. Then you have to understand it is cash transaction, or else if they are mentioning only name like purchase goods from Ram amount, that's it, then it is treated as credit transaction. Clear? In another example, we have purchased furniture. Here we are mentioning specific asset. In previous presentation I mentioned only purchased goods. Goods are unspecified, but here we are specifically specifying asset. What we are purchasing? Furniture. Purchased furniture from Ram for cash. It is cash transaction. Next, in second case we have purchased furniture from Ram for. For is mentioned, it is also cash transaction. And lastly, purchased furniture from Ram for cash or for? Nothing is mentioned. Only Ram is mentioned. So it is not cash transaction. It is credit transaction. Second type of credit transaction. Here in credit transaction, you will purchase goods, you will render, you will take services, but you will not pay cash. It is like getting things on credit basis. Okay, so you may purchase goods but you may not pay cash. You may sell goods but you may didn't receive cash. It means what? It means in future you will pay the amount, or in future you will receive the amount. We have examples. Purchase goods from Ram for cash. It is not credit transaction. Same way, purchase goods from Ram for amount is given. It is not cash transaction, but purchase goods from Ram is mentioned. Then it is credit transaction. Okay, see, when you are paying cash and when you are receiving product, okay, what is the use of remembering this Ram? No need, right? But when you are purchasing certain things from Ram but you are not paying amount to Ram, that means you need to remember Ram. Okay, same way to sales also. In the next slide, I gave you certain 3 sets or 3 cases of examples for sales basis. Now you pause the video and understand which is cash transaction, which is not cash transaction, and do homework for yourself. So this lecture related to identification of transactions will be very helpful for you to identify cash transactions as well as credit transactions, which implies to prepare journal entries, ledger accounts, subsidiary books, cash book, single column, double column, triple column cash books, etc. So these things are very important for you. Remember it, learn it. Now I am going to give you one small homework. Open your textbook or open your workbook. Uh, Open journal entries. In that you can find many transactions. In that you specifically go for purchases transactions and sales transactions. Check out the transaction, identify which is cash transaction, which is credit transaction, and comment me in the comment section. If you like the video, for more knowledgeable lectures, please do like, share and subscribe to Jayanti's Academy of Commerce and Management. Till then, keep learning, keep moving on, and see you in the next class. Thank you. Bye-bye.